Okay. Great horse. Okay, guys, we haven't done any kata for a while, so we're going to do kata tonight. Well, we were limited to time, obviously, so we're going to do the shortest kata in the short kata syllabus, Wankan. Hands up if you know Wankan. Hands up if you don't know Wankan. Hands up if you want to do Wankan. Okay, hands up if you don't want to do Wankan, and then get a finger and press end. Okay. Okay, so just take it part by part, yeah? Okay, so from Shizentai, nice tracks. 45 degrees, slowly, kakiwakyuke, then look to your right, half set, squeeze, then same sound. Okay, that's it, all just those two moves, yeah? Okay, nice tracks. Again, 45 degrees, left leg, left hand forward, look, and knee. Okay, one more time, slowly. Okay, hitch, and knee. Yummy. Left leg, Nick Bland, left leg to your left, right leg to your right. Yeah, not right leg to your left. I don't know what you did there. Okay, then guys, couple of things, yeah. Like you'll see some people who teach this half step first, so they'll go half step, and then left side, and then of course right side. Everybody does half step, then right side. Okay, that's fine. Like if well, HDKI, just straight in. If your group that you're with do half step first, so it makes no difference whatsoever. Yeah. But what I really want you to do is make sure a couple of things. Okay, first of all, you're getting that compression. So inner thigh muscle squeeze, chest squeeze. Get that compression point for the briefest possible moment. Everything squeezed and expanding into stance, yeah? Then this equally, you're going to cross. Don't think about your center going forward. Keep your back exactly where it is. Everything where it is, just squeeze this really. So I haven't really moved my center at all. I've just prepared. And then from that preparatory motion, then I start moving forward into stance. Understand? Okay, just try that, guys. 1 minute. Any questions, you know what to do. Just ask. Justyna, you're kind of coming forward on that second movement a little bit, yeah? Keep your back exactly where it is between the finishing of the first technique and the preparation of the second. Oh, good sliding under difficult conditions, Barry. Okay, guys. Yeah, mate, just watch. Look, couple of things, right? Let me just lower the camera a little bit. Okay, look. If your back stance, if your kokutsdachi is kind of weight a little bit offset, like a little bit more towards center, you know, and you've just done this movement and your weight's a little bit center, then inevitably you have to move in order to prepare. So like, you know, kokutsdachi literally means standing with your weight on your back leg. So I'm standing with my weight on my back leg. This is kokutsdachi, 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 this is kokutsdachi. It's all standing with my weight on my back leg. But, you know, this is never kokutsdachi. Neither is this, neither is this, neither is this, neither is this, neither is this. No matter how low you go, if your weight is in the middle, it's not kokutsdachi, yeah? So be super strict with yourself there. And then, thank you, I get the angle right. So I've made kokutsdachi here, 45 degrees to this. Then from here, I can easily maintain that center line and just prepare. I'm not really moving my center. Then from that preparatory motion, then I move forward. You understand? So be really strict with yourself. Even if your stance is slightly shorter than what you'd normally do, keep your weight on your back leg for that first kakiwakyuke, and then you can quickly prepare and then move to the second kakiwakyuke. Okay, try, give it a go. Rolf, try not to come up in that middle part though. As much as possible, maintain the same height right the way through the transition. Christian, keep your bum in. Sticking it out a little bit, I think. Yeah.
When you're preparing for the second one, is there a pause with your hands, or do you want to hit?
No, hit and go, yeah. Hit and go. Manisha, what time is it? Time to take your watch off, Des. Tighter squeeze on that preparation, Brian. Elbows in. Get that tighter preparation for the kakiwakyuke. Only briefly do it, yeah? Okay, yummy. Guys, another kind of like just something that you could maybe try is that, like traditionally, kokutsutachi, your front heel was slightly off the ground. So like you don't have to bring your heel off a lot, but like think that whenever you make kokutsutachi, whenever you make back stance, think that you could easily slide a piece of paper underneath your heel. Like you would never really kind of try to feel that way in any other stance, and you certainly not with your other back foot or any other stance with your feet. But when you make kokutsutachi, have that sense that your ball of your foot is touching the ground. Everything else is off that, and like that's just your tiptoe, your point kind of going in, yeah. And it helps you keep your weight on your back leg, but more importantly, helps your energy kind of travel forward a little bit. You kind of focus going forward a little bit. Understand? Yeah. Okay. Oh, Heather, Tara Lee, be careful of that dog. Good job. You're sliding across the dojo. I have my own pet here. Look. It's a small brew. It's a special Irish creature. Okay, nice and slowly. Again from the beginning. Okay, yeah. Look first, then knee. Then inner thigh muscle squeeze, keep the same height. Sound, hands up. Then step, shi, tate, sto. And then chokusuki, yakusuki. Okay, good, just that part. So let's go from the second kakewakyuke. Okay, so as much as possible, maintain that same height. Inner thigh muscle squeeze, chest squeeze, bringing everything in. Momentarily, then step, and last one as you step, tate shito. And then chokusuki gakusuki. Okay, one more time, let me see. So squeeze and step. Okay, kakewakyuke. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yummy, good. So, like, of course, the challenging aspect of this, well, a couple of challenging aspects, but first and foremost is that you don't come up when you block. Okay, so you're kind of hitting that kind of cover point. Have a sense that your elbows, if you look from here, like my elbows kind of from the top of my hand down to my elbows, I'm kind of covering from Jodan to kind of low Chudan, and from my knee down to my foot is kind of covering Gina. So like basically my knee is coming up towards where my elbows are. There's no gap within that kind of guard or kamae. I mean, it has lots of applications, but have that sense. Don't have it like this where there's a big gap between your elbow and your knee. Try to get that compression. Secondly, as you go from this kakewakyuke, try to maintain the same height. So you're not coming up at this point and stopping. Of course, you briefly stop, but you try to maintain the same height before inevitably going forward. And don't maintain that same height by sticking your bum out. Okay, you got to maintain back straight, same height, get that compression, brief compression, which leads to the step forward. Understand? Okay, then last point, like if you do that right, like you can't maintain that point for long. It's like that briefest apex of compression, and then you're releasing into your stance. So make sure you try to kind of release smoothly. So you got that brief moment of compression, and then 1, 2, 3, tate shito. Before nihonzuki. Understand? Okay, give it a go, guys. A couple of times. Any questions? Just ask. Then Daniel, good old relax your shoulders a little bit more. Head up, shoulders down, yeah? Andrew P, keep those your forearms together. Okay, just 2 punches, Ben, yeah? Huh? Yeah, punch timing is just like 1, 2, yeah? Okay, mate, guys, just watch a couple of things that I'm seeing. First of all, you want to keep those hands together. Don't be playing like peekaboo and looking through. Like a lot of people like to think, well, this is ridiculous. You know, you're kind of blocking your vision. And we do it again in Niju Shiho as well, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4 in Niju Shiho. There's 2 times in Shotokan Kata where we do this. Now, don't think that you're like, Okay,
Fast
be
now.
very careful. We're going to do a bad application. If he punches, you block. Okay, don't think that this is what you're doing. Okay, it's not. Because it doesn't, obviously it doesn't work. Obviously it doesn't work. So you want to have a sense of, because as he keeps coming, you're kind of moving to the side this way. Now you're kind of moving and you're kind of doing this arm bar. Now it can be in combination of kind of his ageri at the same time, or even if it's the other hand and you're kind of one and grabbing before you're doing his ageri. So either kind of block arm bar or block grab and then pull. Either way, you can have that application. And if you use those applications, it does give you a great sense of bringing everything together in that compression, in that kind of fast twitch compression. You understand? So don't be thinking, oh, I better look through. The form is this. The form is this because that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get that compression right the way through quickly before you move forward. Understand? That's one point. Second point that I want you to think about is as you're stepping, yeah? So you're stepping this 1, 2, then as this leg reaches halfway, get that preparatory motion for tate stop. And then it's your, of course, right leg and left hand that's driving slowly forward into tate stop. Like if you look at my hips, what I'm not doing is going into hamni and then rotating into tate stop. This way has no power whatsoever. You can't connect the rotation of your hip with the push of that arm. It's really bad. So make sure you're in Shomindachi, hip square. As you step. As you transition through, you're in Shomindachi. Maintain that Shomindachi right the way through, and then rotation. Understand? Okay, couple of minutes, guys. Give it a go. Then, Suzanne, try to keep your back straight as you transition through those movements. Keep that front knee still, Brian, as you're punching. Head up, Peter. Head up, back straight. Okay, Yame. Then, like one last point, guys. One last point. Hang on. Okay. Okay, hands up. Hands up if you are from this position. Hands up. Who is making hamni shomin? Hands up. I can see you. Nobody's put the hand up. Okay. Hands up if you're doing hip vibration. So shomin. Hands up. Okay. Look, I would argue that both are fine. Both are good. You know, I would argue that yeah, both are good. Of course, shomin is a little bit more training, a little bit more nuanced. This hamni shomin is, for me, feels more natural. And if you in the performance of the kata, then I would do it that way. It's a little bit like Sochin, of course. Sochin, you're 1, 2, and you're opposite side, of course. But there's no way that in Sochin we would consider doing shomin, although it's possible. We would just make hamni shomin as we drive, right? I mean, of course, Furudachi is a little bit structurally a little bit different from Zengstachi, but you know what I mean. So look, like one important thing is it doesn't matter which way you do it, is that you're mindful that you're doing it that way. And also you have the ability to do it both ways. So maybe sometimes practice it one way, sometimes practice the other way, but each time be mindful of what you're doing. Understand? Yep. Okay, good. Okay, from beginning to that part. Okay, Ni, san, shi, go, ra, shi, touch. Okay, cool, round, drive. Then ni, san, round, shi, go, rotate. Okay, just that part. So I will try to. Okay, first of all, guys, there's some of you I'm aware that don't know this kata. Let me demonstrate it from every angle, and then I'll talk about it, and then you can practice a little bit. Okay. So from this, Helena, Lena, there are no jumps in Wankan. No jumps. I see you jumping about like a small frog. Okay, so you've just done this last double punch. First double punch, 1, 2. Okay, think circular, straight. So you always, both times, your left hand is going round and grabbing, whilst your front hand is driving out straight. And all you're doing is inner thigh muscle squeeze, hip rotation, circular, straight. And then you're stepping directly into that stop. And punch, punch. Circular, straight. And then directly in, exactly the same, punch, punch. Okay, watch from this angle. So you're here, and you've just done that first double punch, circular in nature, round and straight. And then directly in, punch, punch, round and straight. And then directly in, punch, punch. Understand? Okay, so obviously, main point, your left hand is going round. Round this kind of mawashi, skame, uke, if you want to give it a name, a circular, rounded, grabbing block. At the same time, boom, this one's going straight, like kokoro or skame uchi, grabbing, strike, that kind of thing. Let me give you a visual. Hands up if you want a visual. Roo! So, imagine Roo is again trying that left hand jab again. He's punching and coming around and putting in an arm bar. Let me show you from this angle. Okay, he's coming around. I'm blocking this circular way, putting him in an arm bar. That's all. Round, straight. And I'm using Tai Sabaki, right? So I'm not just trying to manhandle him in his strong position. He's strong this way, yeah? Like if he's like this is where he's strong from. So I can it's more difficult to deal with him. But as soon as I go offline, as soon as I kind of break it or go to his shikaku, his dead angle, then he's going to become weaker. So I can move this hand, round and keep on going without losing contact. And all I'm doing is then putting that elbow, that straight attack onto his elbow. Understand? Don't be thinking scooping and kick and pushing as if it's someone's kick. Okay, try grabbing a kick that way. It's impossible, yeah? Round, straight. Round, straight. You're doing that the same, well, not the same time. This one as it comes round, this has got much more to go, right? Here, this goes right the way round. This one goes straight. So round, straight. So just think about that timing. At the same time, you are shifting your stance. Shifting your stance. Shifting your stance. Understand? Hang on, someone has just asked a question. Let me see. You can just unmic yourself and ask. You are in front stance. We are taught Sochinach. Okay, you're taught. This is Heather and Tarali. You're taught Furidach for this Tatishto. Yes. Okay. I have never seen it taught in Furidach before. I mean, that's not to say it's just what it is. The only thing I would say is that it's much more difficult if you're doing this in Furidach, if you're doing this point in Furidach and going 1, 2, then I'd say it's very difficult to vibrate your hips. You know, it's much better to make hamni shomin and then come round circular. I mean, there's no pros and cons other than, well, Zenkusach is Zenkusach and Furidach is Furidach, and all stances are just merely a way of projecting your center. How are you projecting your center? Zenkusach is much more projecting your center forward. Furidach is much more projecting your center down. So it's just about how you're projecting your center, how you're projecting your weight. So there's no pros and cons to that. It's all case dependent. It's all situation dependent. So yeah, if you do it in Furidach, do it in Furidach. No problems at all. Okay, guys, give it a go. Any questions? Just ask. Vivian, that grab is in neckwash, cat stance, neckwash touch. So from this Zenkusach, you're coming into neckwash, and then moving into Zenkusach again. Okay. Back straight, Barry. When you kind of transition into Tatishto there, you're kind of wobbling a little bit. Andrew, do you have a question, or you've just unmuted yourself for a reason? No?
No, I do have a question. Can you hear me?
Go for it. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So is this the same mechanics as Nija Shiho from here? That same open, compress, open.
Yeah,
Same
absolutely.
mechanics.
When you think about like this part of Nija Shiho, right? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like it's a little bit less rounded in Nija Shiho, just because of the movements. Like in Nija Shiho, you're slightly stepping offline, and that's it, right? Whereas this, you're either turning 90 degrees or 180 degrees. So that turn of your body kind of aids this kind of circular nature. But ultimately, that Nija Shiho is scooping, and if you turn your body, it kind of become a little bit more circular. But exactly the same feeling, yeah. Justyna, you look primed to ask a question. Or you're just texting your boyfriend. You have to unmute yourself if you're going to ask a question.
No, not really to say, but my connection is really bad, and it stops every couple of seconds. I try to catch like what you are saying or what you are doing, and it's kind of annoying.
Okay, well, in those times that it froze, I was awesome. Just remember that.
Yes, I will.
Okay, last minute, guys, last minute, and then we'll move on.
So could you possibly show the move to the other side after the double punch, please?
Sure. So, yeah, so first one is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so all you're doing basically, heel pivot, inner thigh muscle squeeze, pulling into neck wash. That's all. At the same time as you do that, of course, this is coming round and straight. But heel pivot, back straight, kind of inner thigh muscle squeeze. Okay. Okay. Like I'm just watching Linda fishtailing through the screen, and also Barry was doing it before. Guys, okay, yeah, mate, just watch. There's quite a few of you who are doing this, yeah. Like you've got to be careful that transition between the grabbing and the tate stop. So, like, okay, Nekoash, right? Nekoash is a Shizendach, a natural stance. So there's basically Shizentai, like everyone knows Shizentai, natural body. Nekoash and Hei Sokodach, where we don't really engage the hip so much. I mean, we don't stick our bum out. We don't kind of just kind of be loose, but we're not kind of driving our hip forward because our stance isn't pushing our hip in any way. So like, let me show you. So like, for example, Zenkostach, right? Zenkostach, if I didn't keep my glutes engaged, naturally my belly would go forward, my hips would stick out a little bit. So I have to actively kind of engage that hip, right? Engage the abdomen, keep back straight, but ultimately, like when I'm in Zenkostach, my glute is engaged to a greater or less extent through in the movement. And as I transition from one stance to the other, I'm constantly modulating that engagement of my glutes to make sure that I keep my hips engaged, that I don't stick my bum out at any point, right? Okay, same with Kokotstach, same with Kibarash, same with all basic stances, all stances, except, for example, Nekoashi, then I'm not driving my hips forward. Nekoash, its stance itself, also Shizentai, also Heiskodachi, it's not pushing or pulling my hips out in any way. I'm keeping my core engaged, but I'm not having to artificially drive my hip forward like we'd have to do in some of the basic stances, right? So this is worth thinking about. So if you're in Nekoash and you've just done that, really just sitting down in your stance, you're not driving forward, you're not pulling back, of course, you're not trying to make hanmi, you're not trying to make shomen, it just is, it's a shizen, a natural stance. So you've got to this point, then what's happening here is a lot of people are kind of naturally disengaged, and you're forgetting that as soon as you start to move, there will be pulls and pushes onto your center that you have to modulate, you have to keep control, and people aren't doing that, and you're ending up kind of fishtailing through that movement, and you're kind of wobbling, yeah? So I really want you to kind of think about how you're transitioning here. As soon as you start moving, you've got to move from your center, keep that core engaged, and transition right the way through without it affecting your center line. Understand? Yeah. I mean, obviously, that's really super difficult to A, explain, and B, demonstrate over Zoom. But I hope you get my idea, and just a couple of minutes, give it a go. Let me see the move sensei. That's okay, this is probably your. Just because this is going around, don't.
Oh no, I thought it was like
No.
shoulder.
No, straight.
Plus,
Straight. Okay, good. Perfection has been reached. Okay, so from beginning again, guys, and then we'll move on, yeah? Okay, oi. Obviously, depending on the space that you have, but, you know, Wankan's a fairly straight line, small kata, so hopefully we'll be okay. Okay, oi. Yeah. Ni. San. Shigo. Ra. Ashitato. Jo. Ishi-san. Shi. Go, look. Shich. Tetsui to the back. Kibirach. Okay. Hachu. Joich. Ni-san. Shi. Hikite furach. Go, Yamazuki. Ayame. See, super short, easy kata. So let's go from the punching. So we have our right leg forward, and we've made gakuzuki. Zenkusachi gakuzuki. So, okay, guys, we're going to step to our right, to the back. Okay, so right leg, right hand. This kibirachi tetsuri, chudan tetsu. Okay, then maigeri, chudan. Maigeri oizuki. Chudan kick, chudan punch. Ni-san. Same again. Shi-go. Same again. Rock-shich. Okay, covering Jordan. If you like Jordan Sotuke on the transition, double hikite, and then ka. The first, last, only kiai. Hayame. Okay. Okay, one more time. So back up, right leg, left hand, gakuzuki. Let me see what you're doing. So you're moving away from Shomen, away from the camera. So kibirachi, tetsui. Okay, back leg, left hand, maige oizuki. Nisan. Right side, shigo. Left side, rokushich. Okay, you're going to rotate into fururachi as you do Majoran Sotuke, double hikite, and then double hikite, then Yamazuki. Kia. Yame. Oh, relax. Good. Okay. So, okay, a couple of challenging points there, right? Let me show you from this angle. So, I've got my right leg forward, left hand, gakuzuki, right? The vast majority of you look like, and Will, it's kind of natural, is that you'll release this way first. You'll like your hand as you prepare it will drag your body around. You'll release your hip as you're getting ready, and you'll rotate anti-clockwise in order to kind of rotate clockwise, and you end up kind of doing this kind of moving with the hand. You know, it's like the tail wagging the dog rather than the other way around. I want you to really try to move from your center. And as difficult as it is, maybe with ankle flexibility, hip flexibility, what you want to try to do is rotate clockwise, then anti-clockwise. So you're going to get this hand over to your right hand over to your left hip. As you do, your left hand kind of is going to drag you around, then drive in. I'll show you a kind of closer angle, yeah? So from here, I am thinking left hand. Left hand, bring me around, right hand, drive in. So I'm getting that clockwise, anti-clockwise, and driving and opening up into Tetsu. That way into Kibirachi. Understand? So it's kind of really trying to kind of push your body into positions that you're probably not overly comfortable with. Okay, that's one point. Okay, next point, guys. Next point. So you've landed in Kibirachi. You've landed in Kibirachi, and then, like, obviously, you've landed in Kibirachi. You know, if your stance, feet are facing this way, you're going to kick Maigeri. Try not to release that way. Try not to kind of pivot on your heel, open up this kind of inner thigh, so you've got a little connection, and then kind of just kick Maigeri. It ends up being kind of quite rounded. What I really want you to try to do is squeeze into that inner thigh muscle. pivot on the ball of your foot. So it's the hip rotation and the inner thigh muscle squeeze that's opening that stance rather than just you opening the stance. And once you do that, then your kick's going to come straight, it's going to come through your center. So squeeze that point. Squeeze straight, kick straight, punch. And then, of course, this second and then third is easy because your stance is facing that way, yeah? But ball of foot pivot, go from your center, allow your hip to open your stance rather than your stance opening to facilitate your hip movement. Okay, last point. You've done the last Maigei Oizuki, okay? You're going to pivot, you're going to turn into Furudachi. So heel pivot, feel like Soto-uke, Joran Soto-uke, Yamazuki. So from here, this Joran Soto-uke, as you land in Furudachi, and then from here you can give a little bit, make Yamazuki. So, you know, in Basai Dai, the other time that we do Basai to Yamazuki, in a very basic way, you know, when you teach brown belts, kind of Basai Dai, you have this sense that, you know, you're going to keep your back straight. As you get up higher up the grade and everything, you dig in a little bit and you allow yourself to break your center line a little bit in a controlled way. So Wankan is an advanced kata, no need to keep your back straight. So from here, you've blocked and you're in Shizen, back straight, natural stance. But then from here, allow yourself to dig in a little bit for that ki. Allow yourself to put your body mass behind it. Understand? Because you ain't got any hip movement to do it. So you've got to use your body mass. You've got to use your obliques to bring your body in and boom, like upper arm overcock thing. Okay? Okay, give it a go, guys. Track practice. Any questions, just ask. Back straight, Gom, yeah. Even though, when I say back straight, even though you might be leaning, so therefore your back isn't straight, you're not hunched over. There's a difference, yeah. Chest open, you're leaning in. This feeling, yeah. You're a little bit hunched over when you're doing that. Yeah, back straight. That's it. That's it. Chest open, yeah. Okay, yeah, mate, guys. Yeah, mate, just watch. Then look, don't do like in some ways there's quite a few parallels to Nichu Shiho, right? Like in Nichu Shiho, there's a few times, of course, when you do this Nihonsuki, this double punch. But don't mix up the hand shape and body shape. So this is classically Shominda chip square hand shape. Okay, and then if you make hamni, then this is classically the shape, yeah? You would not do this. So I've seen a few people who are, to some extent, kind of punching across the body. You lose your connection here. Like, you got to make Kagazuki. So you could, like, realistically, you could do it like this. But you can't do it like this. So you can make Kagazuki, right? Because this connection is strong. And right the way through the arc of that Kagazuki, you can keep that connection. But as soon as you break that connection, well, then you better kind of get your hip behind it and use your other muscle groups to make that connection, right? So you can have Shomin, kind of Nihonsuki, or you can have Hamni. And as soon as you make Hamni, then this angle of your arm is changing radically. Do you understand? But I'm seeing some people like this. Be very careful. This has to be out. And well, in this form is just like Basai Dai. It's this form, yeah, with this form. Okay, this is just like Basai Dai. It's not this way. Yeah. If you're very good, I'll demonstrate how powerful it is en route. Andrew, please give me a double. Oh, Big Ben's give me a double thumb up. Get the big pad, bro. Okay, everyone. Where do you want me to put it? On your chest. Yes. Okay, so come closer. Okay, then look, like, you know, why do we rotate our hips? We rotate our hips because it gets body mass forward, right? So I can just punch him, and if it's got no body mass behind it, then it's useless. I've got to kind of rotate to get my body mass behind it. Like sometimes though, we don't have the luxury of being able to rotate, but we can still get our body mass behind it. And this is a way to stick our body mass behind it. So like you'll see, you know, classic kind of boxing kind of like, you know, knockout punch. All the body mass, they're not rotating their hips, but still their body mass is going, and they're using, like, we're using various muscle groups to rotate our hips, but we're using various muscle groups to rotate or to move our body. So just shift, feel. Do you understand? You got to have that kind of ability to do it. And also, as soon as you start doing that, you realize the connection points of this. What makes this strong? And as soon as you break that connection, as soon as like it comes across your body this way, it's not going to work. Your shoulder's just going to kind of get broken, yeah? Well, not get broken, but the connection will get broken. So make sure they're strong using your pec and your lats. Understand? Okay, last one, guys. Last minute. Give it a go, and then we'll go right the way through it. Caitlin and Abigail, you're so small away, I can't see anything. I can't see you. Now you've got no room to do the kata. Go on, girls, I'm watching. Back straight, Abigail. Tight to preparation, Abigail. Deeper stance, Caitlin. Come on, sit in that stance. Shoot on there, Caitlin, for the punches, yeah? Back leg drive ball, Paul, on that Maigeri Oizuki, yeah? On the Oizuki. Okay. Susan, you want to ask a question?
Yeah, I don't feel the compression for the first Maigeri.
First Maigeri, yeah. It's a difficult feeling to get, right? But okay. So I haven't seen you do it, but like, let me guess. Like, I'll show you from this angle. Then, obviously, you know, if you push from that back leg, well, that leg is stopping you from moving forward, right? And so what people do is they go, okay, this leg's going to stop me from moving forward. So what I'll do is I'll facilitate that movement by opening, and then it's easy to step, right? It's easy to do the technique. But the problem with that is that you end up kind of like there's no channel. Like you know, if you think about like a hose pipe, if you have a hose pipe and the water's coming out, like you have to kind of really squeeze down on the hose pipe to make a smaller channel so it gets greater pressure. So you want to feel like that Maigeri is the same way. You want to create a strong wall that when you start coming round, that kind of pressure can hit that wall and go straight forward. Yeah, and I'm using lots of different metaphor here, but you want to kind of create that strength in that supporting leg. So the rotation and the drive that you're using with your left leg must be countered by your right leg. Then obviously not so much, or you know it'll stop you going forward, but not so little that it starts ending up being round. You just got to get that balance right, and by pivoting on the ball of your foot and just squeezing that inner thigh muscle, you're going to create pressure. You're going to create pressure for that Maigeri to be able to come out. And so it's, I mean, it's all about that kind of trying to create that feeling. Understand?
So you have to find this in between.
Yeah, that middle ground. Not, you know, that Goldilocks position. Not too hot, not too cold. Not too strong, not too weak. Just that middle position where you create balance. Understand? Okay. And guys, there's one other point I'd say about that Maigeri Oizuki. Okay. I just want you to maybe try a couple of times Maigeri Oizuki. Then quite like just watching a lot of you, you're kind of, you know, there's this kind of kick, step, punch. Well, you know, if you just did Oizuki, then for sure you wouldn't step and then punch afterwards. If I got you to do Oizuki, you wouldn't go 1, 2. There's no way you'd do that. Yeah, you'd connect the drive of that leg with the drive of that punch in order to finish the same time. Okay, so what you've got to try to do is have the same timing of connect for that oizuki, and then all you're doing is putting this maigeri in there between. So what I'm saying is that quite a lot of people's timing of maigeri oizuki is too slow. You're kicking, stepping, punching. No, it must be more. You're 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2. This feeling of 1, 2 feeling, and try to connect that drive of that back leg more with the oizuki. Understand? Okay, last minute, guys. Just practice those maigeri oizuki. Matt Sensei, relax that right shoulder of yours on that first maigeri oizuki. It's a little bit tense. Yeah. Linda, too slow, yeah? You're stepping, then punching afterwards. Back straight toe when you're kicking. And bum in. Dr. Payne, still a little bit on that first one, yeah? Yeah, right side especially. Like as you start the first one, like that right side is kind of coming up a little bit, yeah? Yeah, that feeling. Yeah. There's a little bit of curvature in your body as well, I think. Maybe it's just the camera angle. Okay, Ali, good. Okay, everybody good? Yeah. Okay, of course. Wankan, the last movement, yeah, Yamazuki. That's all. The last point I want to say is about this movement, like after this first kind of double block, you know, like Asai Sensei was very good at kind of doing those rapid movements. So you do, you know, like that kind of fast movement, like ninja style, kind of kung fu, kind of hidden dragon, crouching tiger kind of style thing. Like you should have the same feeling when you do this, yeah. Rapid, then rapid to slow. So don't make it stiff. So from this point, you know, you're rapidly going 1, 2, 3. Well, my floor was for once not slipping. Okay, so from here, there's 1, 2, smoothly going in. Yeah. So you kind of, I'll show you from this angle. Can you see me? Yes, I'm here. Yeah. So from here, at this point, this feeling of ich nisa. So you're going from a rapid movements, 2 rapid movements. They're not straight to slow, but rapid, slow. So try and get that smooth, nuanced movement. You understand? Okay. Okay, let's try all the way through by count. Okay, okay, nice back slow, yeah? Ni. San. Shi go ra. Shi cha go. Jo. Ichi san. Shi. Go ro shi. Ha go. Jo ich. Ni san. Shi go. Hi. Ah, chicos. Okay. Okay, again. Speed and power. Ru Sensei, come closer. You count. I am watching. Okay, everybody follow Ru Sensei's count. Speed and power, yeah, as best you can within your.
Ni. San. Shi go ro. Si touch. Ku. Ju. Ichi. San. Shi. Go rook. Sich. Ha ku. Ju ich. Ni san. She go. Yummy.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, Elizabeth, more drive with that back leg on the Maigiri, yeah? More drive on the back leg with the Maigiri, yeah? So a lot of people, like not just Elizabeth, a lot of people kind of just falling into that Maigiri. So, well, sorry, not falling into the Maigiri, falling into the Oizuki. So, you know, you're putting your efforts into the Maigiri and then just kind of dropping in. Like you've got to, even though you've just kicked Maigiri, you've still got to have some fire in that back leg, in that jikowashi, that driving leg. So for sure, you go with your abdomen, you go with your center, and you're kicking Maigiri, but boom, you can still push with that leg for that Oizuki. You understand?
Yes.
This is super important that you can really make those kind of Maigiri Oizuki really super sharp. That's one point. Second point is that like there's quite a few of you who are kind of wiggling about as you step. Like don't allow the stepping of your legs to affect your upper body. You know, you should be able to, kind of smoothly move forward without it really affecting this rotation of your body. And so quite a lot of you are from here after this point, you kind of, you know, kind of do something weird. So keep everything focused to that point, everything straight. Understand? Okay, what else? Yeah, the only other thing I'd say is that, like I said it before, but I think it's worth reiterating because quite a few of you are doing it, is that, okay, after you've made the first, well, it happens in all of them, but like this transition into tatte stop. So you've made nekoashi, or you've gone from this point, wherever it is, then your hips are square. Well, they're in shizen, natural position. They're neither hammy showing, but they're kind of natural, right? As you prepare, your hips are square. Don't allow the stepping of this right leg to drag your body side on. Keep square right the way through. This is the important hand. Allow this hand to lead you forward into stance. Yeah, so show you from this angle. So this left hand is going to play the leading role, right? So I get to that preparatory point, and then it's my left hand that's dragging my body in, right the way through, and I'm still in shomidachi. Too many of you are letting go of your hip and then trying to create this block. But you know, this is so weak. This has no connection whatsoever. So be careful about that. Understand?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to do it one more time, speed and power. Any questions before we do it?
Yes, Sensei.
Yes.
A question, when we are like after that, so we did all of the punches and we are in Yaku. And when you move to Kibadachi, do you basically do like kind of Yoriyashi then? So you go to like one center, or you get to the line with your left leg?
Yeah, line of your left leg. No Yoriyashi, just directly stepping into line with your left leg. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, let's do it, guys. Okay, Wankan. Yeah. Ni. San. Shi go ra. Shi cha go. And yo. Ichi san. Shi. Go ro shi. Ha go. And yo ich. Ni san. Shi go. Ay, okay. Last chance. Any questions? No. Okay. Okay, guys, let's get hands by sides. And ready. Pause.